I put my hand on my hat and I went in to ask him why.
Is that how we're checking the mic, Megan? Is that how we're doing the check?
He says you look like a fine young man. I think you'll do. And so I took off my hat. I said, imagine that. Me working for you.
Oh, and here we go. We are checked. We are ready to rock and roll. Can you believe it? Megan is in a good mood on this Saturday, and I'm okay. I'm so. You're going to find out why. But first, we are located at 259 Broadway. We are here in the Mighty Lucky Studios.
Look how fast he did that.
It is. Can you
were
believe it?
so good with that address.
I'm so good with that address, Mama. 259 Bowery, Mighty Lucky Dispensaries. This is the place to be, and this is the Bake Sale Sessions podcast. Megan, do you know why I need a session today? Do you know?
I'm starting to sense, but I would love for you to go into detail because you know what? These days, we just can't assume that it's one thing because you know what? It's going to be bigger.
It's going to be bigger?
I think this is going to be a big one.
Because you know why? One thing leads to another. But you know what? We can't go any further because you need your lawyer to make sure that we don't overstep with the singing and all that. I did half a second. So remember that, lawyer. I get on the train. Well, even before that, I map everything out. I'm like, okay, I got an hour to get here. I got an hour to get to 259 Bowery. One of the best dispensaries in the city, Mighty Lucky. Let's talk about it. I map everything out. I'm smart. I go to the Weekender page. There's no track work, nothing. I'm like, this is beautiful. Chef's kiss. I get on the train. First things first. I see people rushing from one car to the other. People with surgical masks.
Yep.
I said, oh no, that's gonna be bad. I'm not doing it. So I peek into the car in front. I look. Everything's cool. I'm ready to get in. I feel something punching me on my back, on my waist.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm moving pretty quickly. It is a turquoise suitcase being pressed into my back because tourists are worried about getting left behind. So I turn and I give them a look. Excuse. So we get on the train. We're good. Everything's cool. And then there's track work. Never said anything about track work. So what takes about 5 minutes to go 2 stops takes 10.
Website.
It wasn't on the website.
That was supposed to be on the website. That is a person's job. That is a very important job in the office to update the website.
That's what I'm talking about. MTA, IT, you're not going our way. I'll tell you that right now. So we get on track work, 10, 15 minutes. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, please be advised there's track work ahead. Thank you for your patience. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
Do not apologize if you don't mean it.
Exactly.
I'm sick and tired of fake
Exactly.
apologies.
My lady says the same thing. She's like, the number one excuse is like a police investigation, but then all of a sudden, poof, you're rolling through Queens. Same thing happened. But before we get to that,
yeah.
You remember Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
You remember Pigpen?
Sure.
Okay, so dust clouds walk through my car. We hear the door open, click. Everyone's head turns.
It's Pigpen?
It's Pigpen.
Oh, God.
Dusting through the subway car, shuffling on by. But you know what else? I hear the ruffling of like foil wrapping paper. My man is walking through the subway car with a freshly open bag of Oreos at 8:55 in the a.m., y'all. Snacking and living life.
This is Pigpen.
Yes.
Pigpen's got himself
Oh, yeah.
some fresh Oreos.
Oh, yes. And he's just like, you hear it like.
Okay, so we're feeling good for Pigpen.
We're
right
feeling
now.
good. We're feeling good. I mean, he
So
dusted.
for a moment, I was like, it doesn't seem that things worked out for Pigpen in the
But it
long
did.
run. But we're all rooting for. But we knew that once you're part of the system, it's hard to get out, and we never really got that follow up on Pigpen. But it seems that maybe Pigpen found a good like community and is able to have these Oreos. Like, it's the simple things. Actually, Pigpen really just appreciates the simple things.
Exactly. If you heard that was a running club running over steel grates. just in case.
I love it.
You gotta love
I love
it.
seeing people that want to like participate and join and stuff.
Exactly.
I don't fully want to do that, but I like seeing it.
Exactly. Nobody wants to. You want to watch from afar. But wait, there's more.
There is.
Oh, there's more. So we get to another station. Everyone is doing the same thing. More people are running from that car into ours. So now it looks like, 8:30 on a Monday morning, rush hour.
Oh, no.
And I'm crammed in by the bars, by the door, and we got another dude on the train in front of me wearing Sex Panther. Like 90% of the time it works, 65% of the time it stings the nostrils. For a good 2 stops I'm inhaling whatever alcohol when you walk through the Macy's perfume section where it like burns the hair of your nose. That's what was happening to me for 3 stops. Oh yeah,
that's horrible. So Pigpen is on his way towards you, eating, crunching on Oreos. There's like actually a trail of Oreos behind him. He's going slow because he's kind of bopping too.
And
he
he's
always
shuffling.
has the tune of a piano in his head.
Full shuffle.
And now you have Sex Panther as well attacking you. Now, where is Sex Panther? Is Sex Panther coming from the front or the back or the other side?
No.
Or the same side?
Sex Panther is like right in front of me. So like I'm standing facing the door. He's standing like with his back to the door. We're facing each other.
Okay.
We're that close. So it's like dueling scents. It's like Sex Panther, Dusty Pigpen over here. And it's all boom. But then I see something else. I see the rudest thing of the day today. So there was another 6-foot giant next to me.
No, so now there's a giant on the train as well. Which 6 foot really isn't a giant. I think it actually 6 foot is kind of a normal height. I think like I'm 5'8", so 6 foot isn't like too much of a stretch for me. But
well, that's usually like a checkbox on your friend's dating app. They got to be 6 foot or higher. So we short kings who are 5'9", we're like this tree trunk over here, 6'1".
Yeah.
I just went another inch. I'm gonna keep going. He's 6'2", and then the train stops, and you know what? There's a little tiny woman in front of him. They all got AirPods on.
Yeah.
Do you know what he does? He takes his 2 fingers on her shoulder and gently shuffles her out of his way. And she's just looking down at her phone. Wait, no.
How old is she?
She's like maybe 30s, 40s, but she's tiny.
And how old is he?
He's got to be in his 20s.
Okay.
And he like takes his hand and like kind of guides her like away from him and then gets out of the train. But this is the best part. She does all of this being guided while her head is still looking at her phone.
Did they know each other?
No, they didn't know each other from a hole in the wall. Yes, this is what happened. All of this happened on the way here.
Okay, these last characters being introduced, I think, started breaking my head a little bit because, so they don't know each other, but then they got off at the same stop.
No, they didn't get off the same stop.
He got off.
Yes. So he
needed her to move so he could get off.
Yes.
And that was his weird way of doing it.
Not saying excuse me, saying anything.
Did the train stop yet before he did it?
Yes.
Okay, so the train had already stopped.
Yes.
Instead of saying excuse me, he decides to go with 2 fingers.
And like guide her away like a revolving door. And she complied as her head was still down looking at whatever she was doing. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this can't be real.
I love the 2 finger thing because I've worked at companies where when you're in front of the guests, you can't point, but you use 2 fingers to gesture because internationally that's kinder. They probably just went around the block. The running club is going past us again.
Wait, is this the same running club?
Maybe they picked up more, or it's another running club.
There's no way. Are they just circling the block?
I mean, it is a Saturday morning. They could be. It's a safe block.
It is a safe block.
Once you find a good block that you can run around.
That is true, but we're having fun already.
We are.
We
are because we were talking about a giant. Okay, so A giant who doesn't know. So he's now gesturing for her to move out of the way. God, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot to take in.
Was that giving you the most stress? Because you're like, why are you touching her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his hand was like physically on her. Like, even though it was her shoulder and she was like up to his waist.
Yeah, and you don't linger. Like, it would be one thing if he like tapped her.
No, it was
also a 2-finger tap. There's something about it that's so polite, but what a dick move.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like,
that's what I'm saying.
Tell me you come for money without telling me you come for money. You just 2-pointed guided me out of the way.
But you're riding the E-train, dude, on a Saturday morning going to who knows where, okay? Now, I will tell you this. I will segue into something nice that happened to me a long time ago.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but it was still messed up. Now, this is like before COVID times and all that, where we were all breathing on each other and whatever. So I needed to get off at Fifth Avenue late one morning or whatever, and the train was packed. And my stupid self, I was on the opposite side, not the side where it was supposed to open, the platform side. So I'm trying to fight through this gauntlet of people to get through, and I'm almost there. But there's this group of people I can't get through. And one foot is out of the train. The other foot is still like in the train. And I was stuck and I couldn't move. So by the grace of God, a hand came out of nowhere and pushed the shit out of me onto the platform. And I turned around and I was like, thank you. And I got that nod. Yeah. Because they got somewhere to go too.
Everybody has to work together at this point.
Everybody has to work together, and that's what we're looking to do here at the Bake Sale Session Podcast. We are all about making your, what is it? What do you always say? You always turn things into a positive?
Yeah. It's annoying.
No, it's not. You know what's funny? As all of this was happening, I thought to myself, this is going to be some good story time because this is exactly why you need a session. I did everything right.
It doesn't matter. You know, it's like every day on the train now because I don't take the train every day.
Right.
If I can avoid it at this point, you know what? I'd love to, but I'm also not taking cabs or driving into the city.
I know. Dude, yeah. I looked it up actually. One station away from Mighty Lucky, 259 Bowery, by the way.
I think everybody's really impressed.
I think they are.
You are nailing it because obviously all of the fans of the show remember when you said the wrong address and then you said the right address, but you were like, am I saying the right address? And then I'll edit it out. But you didn't edit it out. And I love that you didn't because now they can really be enjoying this moment of growth.
Exactly.
This is why we don't edit things. Too many things are edited.
That's
I know
right.
I'm going on a segue.
No, it's okay.
That's what happens on this show.
That is what happens on this show. There are a lot of segues.
Edit things the way that they are. And it's like you can see the jumps too. So it's like you know that there's edit and when I see like some of these like maybe this is going to be helpful for the kids.
For the kids
these days because I'm not on TikTok. Right?
No.
I don't do it. I'm not participating in these videos everyone's making. God
what?
Bless them. Everyone's having fun. It's not for me, but it is for you. Great. Everyone's editing skills can get a lot better. Because when it's a little shoddy, it looks like you have something to hide. Or when it's too tight, you're like, what did you just get rid of?
What crimes are you committing?
So maybe just like leave stuff in.
Oh, no, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
Because I know your deal. You're all about that organic, and I'm all about the guardrails. But you know what's funny? What if you don't even know what the guardrails are?
Tell me about the guardrails.
So this is what we're doing today. But before, I want to get into one thing that you said about TikTok. And I got to let you know, I'm having the time of my life on TikTok, my friend.
Yeah, no, see, the thing
it's
bringing people happiness.
Dude.
So, and if it is, then keep doing it. But if you're living your life happy without it, I think that's fine as well.
Dude, I'm having the time of my life on TikTok because I'm selling pet supplies on TikTok, y'all. And I have a following of people that show up to the live stream just to say hello.
Yeah.
Talk to me about their pets, their relationships, and all their stuff.
You're a company they trust.
But it gets a little wild. asking for dates.
Oh, okay.
Can I wrap you up in that blanket too?
Well,
are you gonna buy one first?
oh, they haven't even bought it?
No.
Oh,
Exactly.
So they're trying to. Do you think that they think that if they date you, they can get the?
I think so.
They can get the
a
bed
free
for
blanket or free doggy bed.
Wow.
Exactly. My stock isn't that low. I'm like, I'm expensive, baby. You got to take me out to dinner first.
That's nice.
You know?
I like it. You should actually feel really honored. People are trying to use you. Like, you're doing something right.
I think I am.
Right? Because nobody's going to use you if you don't have anything to offer.
That is
true. They try to
true.
use you when you got some currency.
Some currency. Some currency. Oh, my goodness.
But we have to. Well, oh, God.
Are you trying to commodify?
No.
Wait a minute.
There was a master class, like some health and wellness thing I was listening to. I had it for free for a while because I did a bunch of like trials, and so I gave feedback, and then they gave me master class for free for like a year. I got like 2 years out of it. It was great. If I could afford it, sure, but
exactly,
it does cost money. But that's what they were saying. You have to know your currency, and
you have to know your currency.
And I think I'm understanding it a little right now.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's your currency?
I don't know.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, I might know it, but
I
don't think I want to go into it.
So you know what? We're going to figure out all this currency talk, and we will be right back. Because you know what? We got to take down a little bit of Miss Grass and her fast times.
Yeah.
Because you know what I want to do? I want to bloom and play, and we will be right back. Take it easy, y'all. And we're back. So are you challenging me now to maybe make this edit for the break really precise and really like sharp? No, you don't. You're not challenging me at all?
No, I think that we should all be happier with life's imperfections, because I think that when we focus on being perfect,
right,
we actually take away time from living.
Oh,
okay?
That's
profound. Why I have a stain on my shirt. So.
Wait, that was super duper profound.
Yeah.
And I have to say, thank you, Miss Grass.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Grass,
for bringing that out of Megan. Because I'm just relaxed. I'm like thinking about the train ride here, and I'm like, you know what? It was supposed to happen because I needed material, and I got it.
You got it.
And that is why we needed a sesh. And now I'm feeling chill.
Yeah.
But now I want to do this. Here comes the guardrail.
Okay.
So this is what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about that moment when everything clicked for you, when you had like that aha moment, and you're like, wow, this plant is really doing it for me. And I got one for you.
Okay.
Are you ready to get taken back?
I'm ready to go back.
You ready to go back?
Are we going back in a time machine?
Oh, we're going back.
Oh, man.
We're going back Sophia Petrillo style. So you ready?
I'm ready to picture it.
So picture it. Senior year of college, 2000. 2000. It is like everything is like
such a dumb time.
Exactly.
It was so great.
Everything was so dumb.
1998 to 2000.
The
honestly.
dumbest of times,
Beautiful.
but so beautiful. As some people would say, beauteous. I don't even know if that's a real word. Listeners, let me know if beauteous is a real word in the chat. So anyway,
I'm just thinking of guys with like ice tips.
Frosted tips, puka shells,
and the visors.
Were,
like I have puka. I actually in my license, it's still a photo of me with my puka shells.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I have to see this. I have to see this. This is what I'm talking about. Quintessential 98 2000. I'm in marketing class. I need this class to graduate. Ooh. But here's the kicker. I failed it the year before when I was pledging a fraternity. Oh. So now I'm in this class. No, the boys did not help me at all. Oh. They helped me in other ways, but they did not help me pass this class. And the professor knew me. And again, every professor or any administrator at my University of Hartford where I went, all my friends know when a professor or somebody called me Mr. Ashby, I knew I was in a world of hurt. So the professor is like, oh, Mr. Ashby, welcome back. Are we trying to do better than an F this time? And it's in a class full of juniors, 20s and 21s, and I'm sitting in the back, and I'm like, everyone turns. They're like, yeah, we're going to stay away from you, dude. we're not messing with you. You failed last year. And then my other buddy.
Now they're just all judging.
Yes, they're all judging.
Wow.
Because I'm the.
Do they not realize that you can't succeed without failing?
Well, this was the late 90s. This is the late 90s business school. We all thought we were going to work, Goldman Sachs and Lehman Brothers.
Type A bitches.
You know what I'm saying? We thought we were going to be working at Enron or something, making big money.
Oh, yeah. You guys were going to Enron.
We were
this
that.
Time Machine is fun.
Yeah, we were that generation. I was like, I'm in business school because I want to make money. I want to make lots of money.
Yeah.
Money.
This is America. Everything is succeeding.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing's going to crash.
That's right. Nothing exceeds like excess, baby. So I'm in marketing class, and my other buddies in my class with me, we both failed the year before.
Yeah, you
so
did
now
it together.
we did it together.
That's
but the
nice.
professor is like talking so much trash to us in the class.
He's in this class with
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both got welcomed back.
Yeah.
And you were sitting next to
Yes,
each other?
in the back.
Oh, everybody.
As seniors.
Yeah.
So they're looking at us like two burnouts, and now we know the whole deal with the class. You got groups, you got reports, papers, whatever. So we know what's coming. Now it's time for everybody to pick a group. So now all the juniors are pairing up with each other. They're like, no, we don't want you. We don't want you. You fail. And people that know me, they're like, I'm not messing with you, burnout. So then there's these two dudes. One has a ponytail and glasses, looks like, what's the dude's name? Kyle Mooney. And then another one is like a surfer dude or whatever. And they're like, hey, man, we'll work with you. It doesn't matter. So come to find out, they're big smokers, big stoners.
Yeah,
so we go to their
are.
apartment. The night before we're supposed to get together, we all meet in the library, we smoke or whatever, and we're all going through the paper or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I tune out like all my anxiety, all my stress, and like any like expectations. And I'm like just sitting there in the library, all the noise is gone, and I'm focusing on the textbook and all the stuff that we were supposed to do. And I look up like, bam, I figured it out. This is what we're supposed to do. We're basically supposed to regurgitate all the information from what did he say? He used to say this word, rubric. I'm like, okay, buddy, rubric. And this was like
you could say anything, and I would be like, oh, that sounds correct.
Exactly. I'm like, rubric. What are you talking about? So basically, I figured out like, you have basically three options. You talk about the three options, and you also like introduce the problem or whatever, and then you figure out which option is best for you, and you talk about it. So I was like, this is it. This is what we got to do. One dude looked at me, he's like, shut up, burnout. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Because I'm still like really chill from whatever swag and sticks we smoked or whatever.
You're
and
not
I'm
gonna
good.
You're not going to take those insults.
So me and the group, I was like, listen, I figured it out. They're like, really? All right, let's get out of here. So we go back to their apartment, smoke some more. Yeah. And then I come to find out that the Kyle Mooney dude, he just wants to type. So me and my homeboy, we look at each other like, it was like a beer commercial. We're like, yeah, dude. Like high five, the whole thing. Like, yeah. So we find out this dude just wants to type. I say to them, I'm gonna take care of the first half of the report. It's regurgitating everything. I can figure that out easy. The next part, we are gonna come together and we're gonna figure out this last part. We come together, more weed, more coffee, and I'm talking to the dude that's typing, and he's typing everything I'm saying while I'm talking, and we're all high as hell. More coffee, more weed. We finish the paper. It's like 11 pages long, and we hand it in. Like the next class, we're all nervous, and my buddy's like, yo, we failed, man. I was like, what are you talking about? We get the paper back. It's a C. Everyone's looking at us like, huh? How'd they do that? Because we figured it out. So then the next paper, we did this.
So you didn't fail.
We didn't fail. We got a C on that paper.
That's great.
Right, but it gets better. We figure out the formula. One dude likes to type. Yeah. One dude supplies all the bud. I take care of the beginning, and then we all talk about the problem, and we get him to type it out.
Yeah.
The next paper, it's a B.
Great.
Everyone's looking at us like, what the hell? Like, how did they do that? Yeah. These burnouts. Okay, now it's the last paper. Same process. We get an A. So we went C, B, A, and I got that right. And then the final comes, and I'm like, look, you three, you take whatever papers you want. I got everything I need in my head because it was open book. You got to love the 90s and 2000s.
I love a good open book.
Open book final.
But there is one little trick to the open book test. You still have to know.
You still got to know your shit.
Where it is.
Where it is.
Like, you just need to be able to open to that chapter.
Right.
And then you're fine.
And then on top of that, I had my notes. I was golden.
Oh, that's great.
And our entire group, A-. A- for the entire semester. So everyone looked at us like, I guess you guys really knew what we were talking about. I was like, we sure as shit did.
Yeah.
It was the same formula.
Success stories.
And it was like every morning, it was like maybe 3 or 4 in the morning, we'd be finished. It was insane. And it was like, I can't believe how this plant made me like click and just tune out all the noise. And don't get me wrong, it was like 2000. So, there were sticks, seeds, and it was like that brick, that swag. We used to call it swag or kind bud. Those were the only options we had. And that was it. And we had no foresight. We're like, seeds, throw that in the trash.
You really weren't sniffing it. And
no.
And you were just taking what you got.
We taking what we got. We're like, oh, this is from, quote, Vermont. Sure, whatever. But that was where it all clicked for me.
Oh, your friend's dad's uncle's cousin that lives down the street from this guy who has a cabin in Vermont got you this stuff? Wow, okay.
Dude.
All right, that's got to be legit.
Hey, it helped me pass these. It helped me get good grades on these papers, so I'm down. Let's go.
There was one specific thing that you said.
Tell me.
That I really loved. It was when you said that you let go of any expectations.
Yeah.
And that is so important of so many things. But that's also links into the perfection thing too.
Dude.
Like it's letting go of these things that have been put upon us, but really didn't need to.
Right.
Yeah, something did, I think, fall, but there it is.
There it is. Oh, it's just my wallet, you know?
It's just my wallet. It's all good.
Almost stole it.
But you know what? You are so right, because business school in the late 90s, it was all competition.
Yeah.
Everything was competition.
High school it was like competition.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to an all-girl high school, so there was, when everyone, trying to get into honors classes, I wasn't, because my parents just told me I was going to community college, and that's all they were going to give me money towards. So I said, okay, I'm going to community college.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah, got a good education those first 2 years, and then I transferred to Hunter. Great.
Nice.
Yeah. But I already took care of the basics.
I like that.
It does make sense. It does take also away from the college experience of getting to go away, which part of me is like, oh, that would have been nice to have.
It was a mess.
Yeah, I think it's a mess either way. We always want what we don't have, but then you're just like, everything is fine. We all learn the same thing.
Pretty much, and look at us now.
But it did make my high school experience a little easier.
Right.
I was like, I've already been told
I know.
to even try to get into these schools.
Oh, no.
So I'm just going to go to school.
Oh, no. I was like.
I was a solid B student.
I was a solid, yeah. But
Yeah.
I bullshitted a lot.
Yeah.
And I
didn't stress out.
I stressed out, but I stressed out when it wasn't coming easy to me anymore. When it wasn't coming easy to me anymore, then I started to stress out like, yo, what is wrong with me, this, that, and the other. But that moment in that marketing class, like, shaped my entire attitude, like, towards all of that. Those expectations, the perfectionism, and all that other stuff. And like I said, drown out all the noise. Because it was really important to do that, because I needed that class to graduate.
Yeah.
And the rumor was at the University of Hartford back in the day.
This is like a movie.
Oh yeah, if you didn't graduate, they were gonna
Their
call
estates.
you. They were gonna call you the night before to let you know that you didn't graduate while your fam is on the way or already in the hotel.
Oh my God, just let Donna graduate.
So, I was feeling it. Because I was a terrible college student. Like, people used to call me Black Zach Morris. because it was that ridiculous. Like if I could get away with it, I would do
called
it.
You Zach Morris.
Yeah,
They actually just could have called you Zach Morris.
I know.
They didn't have to add the black part in.
But you know what the best part was?
Because we would all get it. We'd all still knew you were black.
Yeah.
Even if we just called you Zach Morris, right? It's like a personality thing. You're not taking his skin on.
Yo, bro.
Again, we all need to let go a little bit.
But it was so funny because it was always the brothers that were saying that stuff. Like the brothers would be like, yo, you know what, Adrian? You a hard ass nice dude, bro. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? But yo, back to the regularly scheduled program. It was like, yo, they would be like, you're not graduating. So all of that pressure was on you to make sure you got that done.
Yeah.
And then you had also the competition of like everybody was getting all these internships.
Everybody was getting internships, and they're not afraid to hide it, not to talk about it or whatever. Oh, I got this job lined up when I graduate, this, that, and the other. You're like, oh my God, I'm just here struggling trying to get through this class. Yeah. And you got your job already at Chase or whatever lined up.
What?
What?
You whole planned your future?
You have planned it already?
What happened? Who did I miss?
I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? So yeah, that was the deal. That's where everything really, really clicked for me, and I thank the plant for it. But what about you? When did it click for you?
Oh, when did it click for me? You know what? I actually don't think I know.
Really?
I don't think I know. I just kind of knew that I did enjoy
Okay.
the plant.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it helped with anxiety.
Right.
Probably didn't put a label on that
Okay.
for a while. But yeah, it was also something I got to do with my brother
Aww.
too, so that was fun. But then when he was like older.
Right. Oh,
And
excuse me. He got older.
Now he's too cool. Now he's too cool.
He's too cool.
Well, for a little bit.
Aw.
We all go through our too cool stage because you have to.
That is
Right?
true.
You got to go live your life.
Yeah.
You'll come back, or you won't.
That's true.
Yeah. No, we have a good relationship.
I love that. That is so awesome. But no, you know what? No, I totally understand where you're coming from, especially when 11. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
This is the silly part of the show.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, man.
Don't be sorry.
No.
Nothing to say about.
Dude, should I lock it again?
I got it.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. No.
You know-
Adrian and Megan.
I'm Spiro.
Hi.
Spiro, good to meet
You know,
you.
this is reminding me of when I was in Puerto Rico one time, and we
Right.
stayed after hours and we were hanging out with the staff.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody tried walking in to come get a drink because they saw people hanging out. And
Right.
The bar was open.
Right.
And I was so drunk, and I don't know what I said, but I looked and I said in Spanish, "I'm so sorry, we're not open. It's just employees hanging out." And because they had me behind the bar making drinks for
Wait, what?
everybody too, because they're like, I'm also a bartender, so
Okay.
if I was down there, they're like, "You make the drinks." Okay,
Wow.
great.
They put you to work on vacation.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun getting to play behind somebody else's bar. But then I looked over at them and they were like, "You did that right."
I
Like,
love
great
that.
job.
Well, of course you did.
Yeah, but that's what just reminded me of
Dude.
now.
That's why I love being in the Mighty Lucky Studios located at 259 Bowery, one of the finest dispensaries in all of the city. Oh my goodness. That was awesome how it clicked for you.
Yeah.
But you know what we're going to do? We're going to take another quick smoke break and we are going to be right back. That is true. You're going to check.
Yep.
How are you doing? Check. Oh, we are doing it. We are looking good. Oh my goodness, we are back. We are back
We
here.
come back. We like we said we come back.
And we
that's
did.
exactly what we did.
And I got to tell you, Miss Grass, the Fast Times is always a good time. It's light, it's airy, it's smooth. It's like a good sativa. Really gets you going. And I got to tell you, Beau, thank you so much for putting us onto it. You have it right now, right? Dude, that is
always have it.
You always have it?
We always had the Fast Times.
What?
Well, I mean, as long as it's in stock.
Woo!
But it just came back. We actually had an activation with the release of their brand wrap yesterday this year.
Very
We're
nice.
doing their the water hash for half price if you bought one of these guys.
Uh-huh.
The multi-packs.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's not. You should have been here yesterday.
I'm so sorry, but I know you got something big going on today. You got a lot of events here at Mighty Lucky.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we've realized. This space lends itself. I mean, it's big enough for us to be doing some sort of activation that either enhances the experience when people just come in and they didn't even know it was happening.
Right.
And then the events that actually draw people in. This is an old school client of mine.
Oh, no problem. This is amazing. Oh, my gosh.
What the fuck is on?
We're doing the whole thing. We're doing the whole thing. You want one? You want one? Here you go.
Yes.
Good morning. How you doing? What's up? What's your name, man?
My name's Kip.
Kip, how you doing, man?
I'm really hungover.
It's okay, man. You're crossfaded or no?
I'm trying to get crossfaded.
All right, we're gonna get you there. Here you go. You want one or no?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it.
Oh my
This
God.
is yours, my friend.
I'm
Kip,
so hungover.
here you go,
I'm-
buddy.
I'm supposed to go to a boxing class in an hour and a half.
And you're gonna take down some Miss Grass fast times.
Help me a lot.
You know
to
what?
be
Here you
honest
go.
with
Wait a minute.
You got a flame?
I have flame. Yeah,
You got
yeah.
flame?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about me.
These are yours,
Always
baby.
got one on me.
If you want
Wow.
to smoke that now, you
Thanks.
can.
You're welcome.
All right.
And
If
then
you
I'll
want,
come
if
back.
you want, yeah, then you'll come back. If you want to see Spiro, he's actually just sitting in the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go say
So
hi.
Kip is a long-time legacy client of mine.
Yes.
Legacy.
Love that.
Wait, you know what? I got one question for you, Kip. What is the definition of legacy? Because we got a lot of listeners out there that are new to all of this. What do you think it is?
It means you were imbibing during Prohibition.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that can apply to consumers and
And the business itself.
so we're legacy.
You are legacy if you.
We're legacy adjacent. Legacy adjacent.
The reason why it's significant in this space is because I transitioned.
Right.
And so I am no longer legacy. I'm actually licensed, right? And
Oh, so
and
you
the
moved
point
the
is
legacy.
that now the people who were with me for so many years supported that journey. We had a relationship where, I served. How many years I've served you? Probably
About 5
about
before you opened this
pandemic
place. Yeah.
time, right? And we actually even used to venture out to Kip's spot out in Long Island. So
What?
Yeah. He was there during our
Dude,
expansion.
Kip.
Car deliveries. But
Oh, wow.
Could we maybe call it a licensed legacy?
yeah. You
Right?
could
Because
bring
that
out-
sounds like positive and just like shows the growth of the thing, and then you don't lose the legacy part because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I guess I wouldn't even want to I think that there should be a little bit of a nod to people who were willing to do this when there was a time where you could get wrapped up and sent to jail,
Yeah,
right?
the
And
pioneers.
that's I think is the thing.
That's you two.
We held it down during that time.
There it is. Kip.
Yeah. I mean, I pay full price, but.
Yeah.
Well, you got. There's nothing wrong with full price.
And I will say my legacy clients here, as soon as we're allowed to do discounts, they're going to have a permanent lifetime
Oh,
percent off.
That's nice.
Megan,
That's a
we need to get into that too, my friend.
really good high
But
five. It
so
stings.
it stings. It
Yeah.
stings. But I got to tell you, Kip. You know what the name of this podcast is?
What's the name?
It's called the Bake Sale Session Podcast.
Yeah.
So basically, a bake sale is when a group of people come together. A session when people come together. That's what it all is. And we're two dummies on a couch
Two dummies on a couch.
trying to learn and help people learn and break those stigmas about this plant. So what I was talking about today was the moment it clicked for me. Marketing class, senior year. I failed it the year before. Smoking up with a bunch of my teammates or whatever. And it cleared out all the anxiety and all the stress and all the perfection. And I figured out what we needed to do. Each paper, a C, a B, and an A. And then we all got A minuses overall that semester. Thanks to the plant. While all the juniors hated on us because we were burnouts, we were seniors that failed and sat in the back.
Isn't that such a junior thing to
Exactly.
do?
So, Kip, that is what it is. We are all about it. And the name of this session's episode is called Apple Dumpling Motorbreath because it is cozy, it is warming, it is buttery, it is velvety, and it is, so fine. And that's what we're all about here. Thank you, Kip. You are the man. Now go take that down and then go to your boxing class, brother. Okay.
Well, actually, he's gonna have to buy some product.
Oh yeah, go buy some product first. Take the mic, give me the mic, and let's get you to buy some product.
Go back and see Spiro.
Go see Spiro, and we are going to finish talking with our good friend Beau Allulli, proprietor of Mighty Lucky Dispensary, located at 259 Bowery. Woo! What a location! Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, you're talking about when it clicked, right?
Yep.
For me, I remember it was yeah, I think I told you about
Lollapalooza,
Yeah, I told you.
the green out.
Yeah, the green out. So the next time I smoked was like my cousin rolled me this little pinner. It was probably about a year later, and then I took it to me and my friends back in high school. We used to play cards all the time.
Right.
That's what we used to do. So we sit around playing cards, and we're like, I had this joint, and I broke it out, and I was like, guys, let's go smoke this thing. And everybody's pretty nervous, so we go down to the railroad tracks, which was just like, because we didn't want their parents to smell or anything like that. I'll be back later. Yeah, okay.
Take it easy, Kip.
See you guys.
Bye.
Of course, anytime. Exactly, that's what it's all about.
So yeah, I mean, I think that time was the time that whenever I went out on the railroad tracks and I smoked that joint, that I guess I probably just suffered from a lot of anxiety, and I think that in that moment, it gave me just this sense of calm, and this sense of it just became like whenever you meet a person and you immediately know that there's this deep connection.
Right.
I don't know exactly why, but that's what cannabis was like for me.
Ah.
I don't think it ever, if anything, for in relation to what you were saying about school, I never thought about it in terms, because I don't think I really gave a shit about school. Literally, if I got a C and maybe they were going to let me go to the next level, I was totally fine with that.
Right.
So, I think cannabis was always a medicine for me.
Okay.
In a way to be less anxious and feel more like myself.
Gotcha.
And then how that is for me now is that, that's all I do is really stand around and talk about weed all day long.
Okay.
So, you encounter somebody who's been smoking for 40 years. You
Right.
encounter, I have had people come in here who said, and this is not many, maybe 2 people since I've been open for about 9 months, that said, I have never tried cannabis before.
No.
And I'm like, wait, they're adults.
Right.
They're like, 20s.
Right.
They're like, now that it's legal, I feel comfortable enough to take that journey.
Aw.
And it's kind of crazy to think about. And I was like, well, you're going to go buy this joint and go home right now and smoke it by yourself? Which is, I guess, fine in a way. But I was like, I want to come over. I'm going to help you go through this experience.
That is amazing,
And
dude.
I don't know. You're talking about things that click. It's really hard to know what absorption people have about this, I personally I think what I notice the most is when people share the same sort of passion that I have for it.
Gotcha.
And typically, that's going to be when you see flower. You don't look at a pre-roll and oh my God, look at that pre-roll.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see flower, you're like, oh, it's frosty, it's got this kind of color.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like your face right now.
It's light him up, yeah.
That's the click that gets me.
Okay.
It's that part that people get excited.
Ah. Okay.
And they smell it and they're like, oh my God. And then, they might tell you about a story from 7 years ago where they had something that smelled similar.
Right.
It's like, it engages that part of your brain that that can take you to different places.
Got it.
Like all kind of smells.
Of course.
But yeah, that's the click that I look for. I don't think I've ever been able to describe, cannabis to somebody who's not passionate about it and make them have a click.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that I think it's something that you already it has to be there.
What about the folks that have something specific? Like, do people know that it can help them sleep? It can help with stomach issues, or?
I take a very careful approach.
Oh, okay.
To mentioning the medical benefits.
Okay.
Of not being a doctor, I can speak
Anecdotally
about how
big word,
Yeah,
SAT word.
Boom boom. I can do that about how
It is a big word.
helped me, or maybe my mom, or
Right.
things like that. And definitely you see hope, because I think the biggest thing, some people who have really chronic pain, they've been down the road of doing this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
and that. But I think sleep is probably the biggest thing where you see a little bit of desperation in people, and that click where they come in and they don't know about CBN, don't know about that combination with THC and how it's a sleep aid, and that's fairly new.
Gotcha.
Just, isolating cannabinoids so that you feel like mood-based edibles now. CBD,
Yes.
CBN, THC. So each of these is trying to drive that high to a different place. But sleep is probably the thing that people are searching for the most, and that there's that potential click. And
Okay.
when something does work, you see them, they come back, they go, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, I actually slept through the night, and I didn't take the other pills that I was saying.
Right, right.
But again, we're not
You're not doctors.
doctors.
Do you call the lawyer?
No, we don't have to call a lawyer because we really have covered bases.
Okay.
This is reminding me kind of like of like women's health, like the way that we talk about it. It's like we tell stories. Be like, listen, this is something that's happening to you. This happened to me, and I did this, because none of it is like. There's so many things that haven't had studies put out, so you can't say that it's like medically. But it's like old wives' tales that are passed on, and so everybody can kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I mean, it's. I guess I wanted to say like community health, because there's no way to like draw a direct correlation to this is this exactly.
Yeah.
And it's anecdotal, and enough people can respond that we can get a general idea of it. But
Science-based.
Science-based.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the community.
Yeah.
But you know what
And it does help to talk about it, too.
It
Be like,
does.
this did help me. And then somebody else can be like, actually, it didn't help me.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, okay, so what are other things that are about
Right.
you that maybe it's... But also sometimes it just doesn't. Because like you were saying, if it doesn't click.
Well, from my perspective, that's kind of the thing that's disappointing. You see that person come back in who was searching for sleep, and then they can like kind of drop back in. They're like, that didn't work. And you're like, oh.
Aww.
It's like, okay, I'm
You know,
going to...
I mean, and it can't work every time for
Right.
everyone, and that's the part that kind of sucks, was when, I mean, obviously if somebody comes in, it's like that, this weed is terrible, it's
Right.
dry, it burned my throat,
Right.
I didn't get high, like all those things would be like the worst thing to hear. But when somebody's also searching for something that is in a medical sense, where they're a little bit more desperate, that's a lot harder.
Got it.
And I think sleep is probably the most predominant thing we hear in that category.
So you do feel like some profound like way where you're like helping people.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe that if I handed anybody a joint and they walked out and smoked it, they were going to be happier than they were
When they walked in.
That's exactly right. So,
I like it.
I mean, that's a pretty easy thing to stand behind.
Okay. I didn't realize like talking about how moments where they click or the light bulbs going off in people's heads could have so many different avenues, as far as you talking about you're not a doctor, you really can't talk about things, in certain ways. It has to be anecdotal. I was just thinking like, hey, listen, this stuff is great for sleep. This stuff is great for cramps. Go at it.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy.
Yeah, well, and you have to be careful, because I'm not careful because I'm legally careful. Like, I want to be truthful to the people I'm speaking to. So if I'm saying this is definitely for this, that's not true.
Got it.
That's not true. This is potentially for that, and we hope it's for that. And as more science around cannabis happens, we will get better answers to being able to dial in specifically what people are getting from it. But right now, I think it's guidance towards a thing. It doesn't mean that you're actually going to 100% arrive there.
Got it. So now you also have. I'm sorry, because I know you were about to say something.
I
Go
know,
for
mine's
it.
a silly one. I just
No,
wanna,
it's okay.
Pitch gift basket ideas to you. Yeah, so for people who are, it's like, my sister isn't sleeping well. She wants to like get some like weed. Do you have any like recommendations? And then you put like a notebook in with it, because they also need to be journaling too, because their sleep is also being blocked by whatever is deep down that they're not dealing with.
Exactly,
right?
of course.
Right? So that would be a fun little gift basket.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I like it.
Right, with
Megan.
lighter, some joints.
What?
You got a
I
fun
really
pen
like-
in there.
You know, we've
What?
these types of boxes, subscription boxes, but we haven't thought about that other piece which you're talking about, which is great, which is that creating a way for you to track the progress of whatever you're having. And I mean, that can be from a sense of like what you're getting out of our sleep, but also like the notes and quality. If you were buying flour, to kind of remember, oh, that was a cheesy. That was terpenoline, yeah, the morning run crew. You know, that's not us.
But you know, actually, I beat my time once at for a half marathon from like the 2 week prior. Oh, surprise! I'm a runner. By like 15 minutes when I smoked a joint beforehand. Yeah, I couldn't really brag about it afterwards. to
You're like-
anybody.
Oh, we've seen plenty.
Yeah, but I actually same. I mean, I always get high before I do. Well, I was going to say get high before I work out, but I get high before I do pretty much anything.
What about housework?
In the house.
What about
I
housework?
literally get high before I do anything.
Wow.
Like,
Up.
yeah. We have more clients coming in. What time is
It
it?
is 10:47.
Yeah, it's always up to sell some weed.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning.
What's going on?
All right, I'm going to let you guys finish up.
So,
Put my man in the back.
actually, I think you actually already covered everything.
Surprise
I think you
podcast.
did.
That's just what people are.
You really
it needs
did.
to be
So this is what we're gonna
comedy
do.
shows. Like you'd be in a bar and somebody would be like, and now we're gonna set up for a show. Now you walk into a store, it's like, surprise, it's a podcast.
This is episode 3 of the Bake Sale Session podcast. This is Apple Dumpling Motorbreath, and I want to thank Beau Allulli of Mighty Lucky Dispensary, located at 259 Bowery, one of the finest dispensaries in all of the land. Beau, you are a treasure, and I thank you. Pet,
Thank you.
thank you so much. We are out, and we will see you when we see you.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.